Excuse me, I'm British. There we go. Our photograph shows Colleen Duhaut, Dame Cataline, and Sinew Potois. But Monsieur Robinio's photograph shows Baron Vergil, where Dame Cataline should be standing. If we assume that only one photograph was taken, then this demonstrates that one of the photographs must have been edited in some way. Hello everyone, welcome back to Aviary Attorney. We left off in the trial. I tried to, continue where we left off. I'm gonna pace these episodes a lot better now, since, they don't really... The game saves per day, like it doesn't save at the point where you left off, it saves off at the day that you left off, so I'm gonna have to pace these a lot more differently.
You should just slam the evidence down. Be like, inconsistency. That whole top room is out of order. Case closed.
I can't do that.
Well, I suppose you could be a little more delicate with your words.
No, I meant I can do that because our evidence was illegally obtained. If I were to present it, Monsieur Rubinio would ask how we acquired it, and the whole trial could derail. In a worst-case scenario, I could lose my legal license, and we would be arrested for theft.
Oh well, we don't want that.
No, we don't. I should tread lightly. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Very well. The defense may proceed.
It's a waste of time if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence. Hello, it's me, Rubinio. I arrived at 7 p.m. I set up my camera and captured the beauty of the evening's events on one magnificent. Then I bailed Baron Vargil and left. So what do we know? We don't. Nothing there. The clock could be help. And left of the evening's events in one magnificent photograph. I set up my camera and captured the beauty. I arrived at 7 p.m. I think it's this one, but I'm not sure.
Monsieur Rubinio, you say that you arrived at 7 o'clock.
Give or take a couple of minutes, yes.
How do you know? How do you know that you arrived at 7?
Well, the clock in my house read 6:45 when I left, and the walk to Chateau Renier was around 15 minutes. I don't claim to be a flawless timekeeper, but I'm a professional. I am a professional. I always stick to an appointment.
Do you have any other question about Robinio's?
No.
Okay, the clock had no hands. Paul God, a photographer attended the banquet. When did the banquet start? The banquet? Do we know? Aviary Attorney, Bourgeois, Dame Catalan, Grenouille. Judge Maxine, Robitio, Giustivoletti. Yes, maybe? How long did it take you to set up? How long did it take you to set up your camera?
It took perhaps 25 minutes to find a shooting location, put together the camera, and ready to film.
So you arrived at 7, and the photograph took place at 7:30, and you spent 25 minutes setting things up. That leaves 5 minutes unaccounted for.
Falcon, you surely aren't suggesting that Monsieur Robinio did something, nefarious in this small window of time?
I don't think Monsieur Robinio did it. No, I'm not. Not at all. I'm just trying to piece together the evening's events.
I spent a little time with Baron Vergil when I arrived. That's probably where the rest of the time went.
No. Is it not the time? In one magnificent photograph. I set up my camera and captured it. Then I built Baron Vergil.
Let's take a closer look at this photograph. It does say 7:30. I see a mistake in the photograph. Oh, the clock. Okay, I can... Yeah, oh, wait. Yeah, true. I can say that the clock has no hands. Just to clarify, Monsieur Robinho, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not? Oh.
That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies.
That is most curious, because I see a mistake.
A mistake? Impossible! I just told you, monsieur, the camera is perfect. It's a perfect, unbiased device. The photographs it produces are flawless. Falcon, I'm not seeing any, mistakes. Perhaps you could be a little, more specific?
Certainly.
Click on the area. There we go.
The clock in this photograph, there is something not right.
Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client.
I mean, yeah, but that's how it works, kinda.
Don't give me that cocky tone, Monsieur Ravington. I have evidence that there is something wrong with the clock in that picture.
And here's my evidence.
The photograph clearly shows the clock's hands pointing at 7 and 6.
That much is self-evident.
Which is most curious, because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Renier has no hands!
It has no hands?
The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Rurgil or his housemate if you have doubts. Monsieur Rovigno, how do you explain this discrepancy?
I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless.
There is no mistake, monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world.
Maybe there was an error in the printing progress.
An error precisely where the clock's hands should be? Please, monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Robinho, edited this photograph.
Edited?
I'm no expert, but I suspect that you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock.
It would have been a simple task, considering that the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process.
Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing?
Is it not obvious?
By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Robinho created
a perfect alibi! Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why?
Was Monsieur Robinho coerced,
bribed, threatened? Enough silence! Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Robinho.
Fine, you got me. I'm guilty. I did it all.
You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Ganouille?
What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of shooting fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs. And yes, that included adding hands to the clock.
You were ordered? By whom?
I dare not say.
Monsieur Robinho, I strongly advise that you to answer the defense's question. You are blessed to speak without fear, after all.
With respect, Judge, I fear his claws more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names. His claws? Did you hear that, Falcon?
That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Robinho, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We do not live under the ancient regime, after all. But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course.
I can't protest. That's the least I deserve from my failure as an artist. Good day, monsieur.
Intriguing.
Pretty convincing.
You gain a little favor with the jury.
So the clock's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Catherine as absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant.
Don't be tense, Monsieur Robington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence. I don't know what voice I'm still doing for these characters.
Oh, why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events.
Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that the other parts were too. It is possible that Dame Catalin was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for.
So, what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer? Or was it Signor Poteau? The Meowd, perhaps?
I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a means or motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Signor Poteau to implicate his own daughter.
Then, well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Rorgil deliberately tried to frame their Dame Catherine? Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing.
Monsieur Remington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However, mayhaps should I offer? Oh, never mind. This is Rorgil. Mayhaps I should offer my opinion.
Baron, it's not time for your witness testimony yet.
So you would think, prosecutor, I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence.
Incompetence?
Indeed. Let us proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge?
Yes, I suppose it's fine.
Very good, very good. And I trust that the defense has no objections.
No objections here.
Fantastic. Oh, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening.
Okay. Baron Rorgil, on the night of the,
So he's the killer, 100%. This is basically what happens in Ace Attorney, like, in, The Rise from the Ashes case. That's really funny. So this guy's definitely the killer.
The initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Renouille left to visit the garden.
I don't know what voice to give him. Should he be no? He should be British, right? Like he shouldn't be French.
Dame Catherine followed behind him moments later. Senor Potois, Monsieur Robinho, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemate left to go find Monsieur Renouille and Dame Cataline. That would be when I heard her cry for help.
Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from there. I would like to cross-examine the witness. I don't know why it's made that voice.
Do you doubt my integrity, Clarkun?
I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron.
Baron? Very well then, hit me with your best shot. Let us establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron Rorgil, am an honest man.
The defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Select the statement to question. The dinner went magnificently, sure. Monsieur Grenouille left when the photographer arrived. Dame Catherine followed behind a few moments later. My housemate discovered the pair just after the photographer left and called for help. I'm assuming we can't really show this picture. I don't know.
could it be? I mean, I'm assuming it's where he says that when the photographer arrived, Monsieur Gunwi left to fit the garden. The garden, that's where he was found, so that's true. The dinner went magnificently. My housemate discovered the pair just after the photographer left and called for help. I don't know. She did discover them, right? I'm gonna guess this. I'm gonna try with this one.
God rest his soul.
What was your relation with Monsieur Renouy?
What was your relation?
No.
What was your...
No. What was your relation with Monsieur Renouy? No. Prior to his demise.
We were business partners. Monsieur Renouy, Seigneur Potois de Miao, and myself all owned a third share of an up-and-coming railway company.
Excuse the crassness of this question, but that means that you and Seigneur Potois would now own half of the company each other, correct?
Correct. I suppose there's a slight glimmer of benefit that arose from this foul situation. But Monsieur Renouy, Monsieur, you must understand that Monsieur Renouy and I were friends as much as we were business associates. I mourn the man's passing.
Of course. Do you have any other question about Monsieur Renouy? Yes, I do. Why did he visit the garden? Why did Monsieur Renouy leave to visit the garden?
I believe he wanted some fresh air. The stick did not sit well with him, I fear.
Oh, I see. But that is quite coincidental timing, isn't it?
How so?
Well, Monsieur Renouy fell sick and left the room just after the photographer arrived, and just before the murder occurred. One might draw a link between the food and the sickness.
Hold on, Falcon. Surely you aren't suggesting that Monsieur's Renouy food was poisoned in some way?
I'm not. Yet. No. There is nothing to indicate poisoning. I just found the timing somewhat puzzling.
There is nothing puzzling about it.
Monsieur Renouy always had a soft stomach.
It's really no surprise that he couldn't keep down a good, rare steak.
So, what is the statement that I need to attack? I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying. No, I don't think I have. Okay, I don't think his food was poisoned. Dinner, I mean, it didn't really go magnificently. I mean, there was no... Baron Vergil, I have a couple of questions about your housemate, Colleen the Hot. Does she smoke? Oh, true. Does she smoke cigars?
Well, that question came out of the, left field.
Definitely not. Mademoiselle the Hot detests the smell of tobacco.
I see.
Putting together a bigger picture, are we?
I think so. The pieces are slowly falling into place. There's definitely something with the cigar, but I mean, you wouldn't question why there's a cigar in the guy's place, in the guy's house, you know? I don't really care about saying that she's a thief so far. Garden. We saw the murder scene in your garden for ourselves. Went with all the horses. When was the last time you visited it? True! Okay, if he said that he hasn't visited in a long time... Baron Rorgil, when was the last time you ventured into your own garden?
As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years.
Years, you say?
Indeed.
That's not right. Well, there could be a cigar. Like, a year-old cigar, especially if it's, you know... If it took a little bit of waiting to get to, I don't know. But that claim does not hold up to scrutiny.
Oh, and why is that?
Because we have hard evidence that you have visited the garden recently.
Balderdash, my word is gold. Show the court of this so-called hard evidence that I've been in my garden. Yeah, the cigar. This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found inside the fountain basin.
Right beside where the murder occurred. A cigar butt? That could belong to anybody and...
Prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I can speak for myself.
Okay, sorry, Baron. You're an asshole and coincidentally just are magically evil once we prove evidence to you, so that you're definitely the evil guy.
That is indeed the remnants of one of my cigars, but I must apologize, Monsieur Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question.
Prior to the banquet.
You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years. But naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help on the evening of the murder, I rushed outside.
Yeah, you can also say that.
I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar on the fountain basin.
You see, Falcon, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation.
I would find that believable if the cigar were casually discarded. But as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that could only be accessed with great inconvenience.
And a little paddling.
The cigar butt was not dropped, it was deliberately hidden.
There are many number of possible explanations.
Are there? Because I can only think of one.
That is, that you, Baron Rorgil, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities. Did I now? And what illicit activities would those be?
You want me to spell it out?
Fine, let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Rorgil, murdered Monsieur Renouille. That is what you were trying to keep hidden. Directly accusing me of murder? How shamelessly brazen.
That is a ridiculous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence, so, means, motive, or opportunity.
No evidence? Think harder, Monsieur Remington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Rorgil as the prime suspect.
You want the means? The Baron certainly had the means. His lion's claws are as sharp as a surgeon's blade. Gutting a frog belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Robinho confessed just a moment ago that he feared his claws.
Ridiculous. I would never threaten a man with violence.
You want a motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing the business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2.
That is preposterous!
And finally,
the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then he hired an easy influence photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make it for easy editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said. Prosecutor, are you just going to let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something! Object!
Oh,
you're pitifully useless! After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence, his finished cigar.
He knew that leaving it at a crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it. So, out of desperation, he threw it into his fountain, out of sight of his guests and any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Seigneur Potois the Meow, since that would ensure total control of his railway company. Alas, Dame Catherine was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised.
This is an outrage! Judge, I demand that you disbar this ranting lunatic! No, there is only one outrage here. That is, that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder!
Kinda like an Ace Attorney. You're a Borgus. I still don't know how to pronounce that word. Of the worst kind. How dare you, Valkarken? I the other there for a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous. I'm nothing like that fat cat boy, that word I still don't know how to pronounce. I'm a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to read a few francs. You incredulous whelp! I got you right here and now, just like that damned frog! Like a... what? Excuse me, sir? Could someone please restrain the Baron?
I'm on it, Your Honor. Let's go, old man. To the concierge with you.
Don't touch me, you filthy jackdaw! I can walk myself! Also, that's just him admitting it. That's a kind of weird. I feel like you can get a better confession out of him, but sure. This is quite the turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add?
Well, in a manner of, speaking, well, to be honest, no.
Fuck. That's really funny. That's a funny line. Thank you, game. Then I shall now confer with the members of the jury. To come to a decision, I ask that the animals of the court please be patient in this time.
Falcon, that was pretty incredible.
Thank you. I just hope it was enough.
What do you mean? This proved Catalan's innocence. We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure.
Sparrowson, I think you misunderstood something important about the justice system.
What's that?
Yeah, he didn't really prove anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. Sure. That's an interesting way to say it, because, a lawyer isn't really there. I mean, a lawyer just does the connections. Proof is just kind of an interesting word for those connections. And of course, the one who connects the dots in a much better way is the one who wins, because, connecting the dots more realistically and more cohesively means... and more... I don't know. I kind of want to say something, but at the same time, I don't know how I want to explain it. But, yeah, I mean, a lawyer just does their job, and so it's just kind of both of them are doing the same job of trying to prove something. All you can do is organize the evidence and convincingly. Yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to say. That, they just kind of connect the dots. They don't really prove anything, quote unquote, but they still do prove something. Convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Catalan's innocence. True, all I have done is that there is a significant possibility that she's not guilty. True.
I'm not sure that I understand the difference.
It is different. It is very different. It's kind of the point of Ace Attorney. Because, in Ace Attorney, you are kind of trying to shift the blame. Well, not shift the blame. Trying to prove that if someone else is the true culprit, then your client cannot be the culprit. Which, I don't think, to my knowledge, that is not what lawyers do. They just kind of want to get their client off the case. They don't try to solve the crime, but at the same time they kind of do. It's kind of weird. They try to prove that their client is not the one who did the crime, and the prosecutor is the one that, tries to prove the opposite. We have reached a decision. In light of recent revelations, it is clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant, Dame Kathleen de Meow, to be not guilty!
Bravo! Bravo! Not guilty! Not guilty! Let's go!
Monsieur Falcon, Petite Sparrowson, you did it.
Yeah, I suppose we didn't we?
We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly.
Let's go!
You did it, Falcon.
We can't take all the credit. This was a group achievement.
I'm so proud of you both. I'll go get the 1 bottle of wine and 3 of our least dirty glasses.
You were amazing, Monsieur Falcon.
Oh, it was nothing.
Wait, is she gonna be our Maya? Like, is she gonna help us solve crime? I very much like the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius.
We didn't pin anything. Sparrowson and I just worked at unveiling the truth given the facts of the case. I mean, it's just, she doesn't know the words, you know. I mean, you don't have to be like, that obvious.
Monsieur Falcon, there's no need to play coy. The case is over. Huh?
Blake, what?
Wait! Don't tell me you're actually being sincere.
I'm completely lost.
Oh, wow. I thought the goody-goody thing was an act, but you actually don't know. Alright, I'll spell it out for you.
She actually killed him! Wait, did she actually... She... I murdered Monsieur Renouille! She did do it! I saw him in the garden, all drunk and vulnerable, and I seized my opportunity. It was nothing personal, just business, you understand? You understand?
Business?
To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said that the drunk old frog was the weakest link.
Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Rorgiel's cigar butt hidden in the garden.
Oh, I put that there. Yeah.
What the fuck? So I did send an innocent man to jail. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose that was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris' finest.
But Falcon proved that Monsieur Robidio's photograph was edited.
It was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Grenouille in the garden. My papa knew I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Robinio to paint me over Baron Rorgiel and to add hands to the clock. But that lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering either photograph by trial day. It's a good thing that Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly. What? What the fuck? Okay, I haven't taken the time to process this. Huh? What's with the silence? You should both be proud. We not just, be like, judge? No. There aren't many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won that case like this, even for a bourgeoisie kitty like me.
I think you should leave.
Fine. So much for those celebrations. Here's the payment for your services, straight from my papa's pockets. Well, adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, Petite Sparrowson. Wait, so are all cases? No, because why would all cases be like this, right? In the case, like, if all the cases were like this, that would make no sense, because, we already experienced one of those cases, so what would be... I don't think that's gonna be the twist every single time, right? That would be still, like, super fun. Like, we're just clueless. We're dumbasses.
Falcon, what do we do now? Falcon?
Wait. Your game has been saved. Do you wish to continue? Wait, okay. Now, Wait, is Falcon gonna be okay with this? Could you imagine that case? Like, dude, could you imagine that this is just the whole game? Like, this case is the whole game? Like, now we go back and are like, well, we actually don't need to do this. And it's now we have to prove Dame Catalan. But then, we find more stuff about this crime and the whole game is one case. That would be pretty cool. Wait, this act was really well written. I didn't even, I didn't even think about that possibility. I mean, it's basically, I was like, oh, nice attorney, you defend the good guys. And, she's definitely the good guy. Huh? That's, this is gonna be a fun game, I think. Holy shit. Well, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.